Did you know that aging often changes our lives not through dramatic moments, but through quiet, almost invisible shifts that slowly reshape our daily experience? Moments so subtle that at first you may dismiss them, yet over time they accumulate and leave you wondering when things began to feel different. Because growing older is rarely about one big event, but rather about many small realizations that arrive unexpectedly. Like the day you forget the name of someone you have known for years. Or when simple household tasks suddenly leave you feeling unusually tired. Or when your body responds more slowly than it once did. And these moments can be deeply unsettling because no one really prepares you for them. Society talks about retirement and birthdays, but rarely about the emotional and physical adjustments that happen behind closed doors. And this is exactly what Eleanor, a lively and independent 67-year-old, began to experience as she moved through this new phase of life. Because just a few years ago, she was constantly on the move, enjoying long walks, social gatherings, travel plans, and a sense of freedom that came from feeling capable and self-reliant. Yet slowly, and without warning, she noticed that her energy didn't last as long as it used to. Her sleep became lighter and more broken. Her focus drifted during activities she once loved, like reading or having long conversations. And her body began sending signals she had never received before, such as stiffness in the morning, sensitivity to temperature changes, or a feeling of heaviness after doing things that once felt effortless. And at first she felt confused and even embarrassed, wondering if she was somehow failing or losing control, when in reality she was simply encountering the natural realities of aging that millions of seniors quietly face every day, including moments of forgetfulness that make you doubt yourself, even though your wisdom is still intact. Sudden exhaustion that appears without explanation and forces you to slow down whether you want to or not. Unexpected changes in weight despite maintaining similar habits. More frequent visits to doctors that can make life feel medicalized. Difficulty concentrating for long periods, which can be frustrating for a mind that has lived, learned, and remembered so much. Shrinking social circles as friends move away or pass on, leaving behind a sense of quiet loneliness. Reduced mobility that makes you more cautious with your movements. Sleep disturbances that affect both your mood and energy. Gradual changes in vision and hearing that can make you feel disconnected in social settings. Increased sensitivity to heat or cold that alters how comfortable you feel in your own body. Emotional shifts that may lead to irritability or a shorter temper, even when that was never part of your personality before. And perhaps most challenging of all, the emotional struggle of learning to accept help after a lifetime of independence. Because asking for assistance can feel like losing a part of yourself, even though in truth it is simply adapting. And through Eleanor's journey, it becomes clear that aging does not mean losing value, purpose, or dignity, but rather learning how to respond differently by pacing yourself instead of pushing through exhaustion, by creating simple systems to support memory instead of judging it, by choosing nourishment and gentle movement that respect your body's changing needs, by staying proactive about health rather than fearful of it, by keeping your mind engaged with curiosity instead of frustration, by seeking connection in new ways instead of retreating into isolation, by moving consistently rather than forcefully, by honoring rest as essential rather than optional, by using tools like glasses or hearing aids as allies rather than symbols of decline, by adjusting your environment to support comfort instead of resisting change, by practicing patience and gratitude to soften emotional edges, and by redefining independence not as doing everything alone, but as living wisely with support when needed. Because aging is not a failure or an ending, but a transition into a stage of life that asks for compassion toward yourself, understanding of your limits, and appreciation for the depth of experience you carry. And when you stop fighting these changes and begin to work with them, life can still be rich, meaningful, and connected, filled with moments of peace, reflection, and quiet joy, reminding you that while aging may bring challenges no one talks about, it also brings the opportunity to live with greater awareness, balance, and grace. And if you recognize yourself in this journey, know that you are not alone, that your experience is valid, and that this chapter of life still holds value, purpose, and dignity worth honoring and protecting every single day.